Welcome, Vault Dwellers. My name is Nacho Bidness, and this is episode 14 of my Fallout 4 No Loot Challenge run. In short, the rules are that I am not allowed to use the A button here on Xbox to take anything out of the world, pick anything up, move anything from a container, and put it into my inventory. Notable exception are crops in my own settlements. We're playing on survival mode, and my character needs to be able to eat, and we also need something to barter with in order to get the junk that we need to play the game. It's been a while since we've been in Sanctuary Hills. I came up here to get some crops and also to move the Vault-Tec rep what we found in the last episode, and take him and move him down to Hangman's Alley. And I thought, while we're here, maybe we can try once again to get our revenge on Mama Murphy. If you didn't see the episode, when we got ourselves a doctor's chair to try and heal Mary from the beating that she took from Nate at the very beginning of the series, Mama Murphy was the closest thing we had to a doctor, which is not saying much, but she knew a lot about drugs. And that psychopath, instead of healing Mary, cut her face up something awful and burned her, and Mary thought she was going to be scarred for life. And it was incredibly painful. She has not forgiven Mama Murphy for that. Unfortunately, Mary's previous attempts to get her revenge were not successful. We're looking at the remains of the high-speed jet delivery system here that unfortunately just did not work out. Mama Murphy did not overdose on jet. More is the pity. Unfortunately, we can't just kill Mama Murphy because, well, the folks around the settlement think that Mary is crazy or lying when she said that Mama Murphy hurt her. So we can't simply execute her. We have to try and come up with other ways to try and get our revenge. For right now, we've got some mentats, and maybe this old bat will just overdose. We can always hope. So, yes, Mama Murphy, I have some mentats, and I hope you choke on them.
The site opening up. You're looking for a man. He can help you, but he ain't gonna be the man you expect. He's
deep and dark, surrounded by folks with cruel intentions.
An echo.
When I meet the fat man and the angry woman, tell them remember Corey and leave June on the rocks. Mom Murphy, that is insane. Seriously, I don't understand how anybody thought that you were truly a psychic. This is worthless. That's okay. I've got an idea, and step one is we have to persuade Mama Murphy to get out of her chair. She leaves it at no time that I can find, and I need to be able to tell her where to go. To do that, she's got to get out of her chair. So let's see if we can just persuade you to get out of your chair. The settlers don't actually hate this for some reason. Committing assault is, well, actually, I guess they do. They start shooting me. But once I go into build mode, they stop. So, yeah, everybody calm down. I didn't kill her. Jeez, people. Anyways, step one complete. And I'll join you in a minute when we've got step 2 ready to go. Step 2 complete, and it was a challenge to persuade Mama Murphy to climb into the junk mortar. I finally had to tell her there were drugs in the bottom. We've got most of the inhabitants of Sanctuary over there looking on to see what happens when you cross Mary. Oh no! As old, as crippled as you are, Mama Murphy, you just fly out of the cannon and just stand up, and then you're gonna go bang, bang, bang on the house again, I bet. Ah, jeez. Well, that didn't work. So for now, Mama Murphy, I'm gonna give you back your chair, and you can just sit here in the middle of this hot concrete slab with no shade in the sun until I can figure out what to do with you next. If you want to see the video that inspired this, I will leave a link to Loco 4-Pack's version of this with Marcy Long in the description. Anyway, so Mama Murphy is really not why we are here, but figured since we'll go ahead and see if we can do something about her. We have other business to attend to, though, and I will come back to you when we're a little bit closer to where we want to be. You join me just outside of Outpost Zimonja, way at the north end of the map. And we have a quest to clear this place out. More settlements is always better, although I probably won't bother planting many crops or doing much with this place other than getting it on side and setting it up with some basics. I have a much more efficient route that takes me through Hangman's Alley, Oberlin Station, and Grey Garden to get an awful lot of crops. Nevertheless, as I said, more settlements are always better. But before we go in here, a couple of points. First, there's a couple different ways you can approach this place. One of them is to come up a road and basically face some defenses. I am trying to skirt around the side and maybe take those defenses out from behind. Secondly, we have some perks that we can take. So let's go ahead and do that. Of the things that I've taken so far that I would like more of, really the only thing available is armor. I just don't see myself anytime soon getting more blacksmith. So go ahead and take a rank of armor, and I am a little torn. I would like some more endurance, and yet getting those sneak attack criticals is just such a key for my character, and that's why Mr. Sandman, I think, is the right pick for right now. I don't really care about instantly killing a sleeping person, but doing additional sneak attack damage with silenced weapons sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and try out our pipe rifle here and see if we can really tell the difference. We're actually already behind where the turrets are that line the road. If we can find the power armor, yes. So there is a guy in power armor here that is our first target. And if I could maybe get a shot on this fusion core, no such luck. Let's see if we can skirt around a little bit and maybe get a headshot on him with a critical. So it's only 2%, but a critical is not an automatic hit, so we're going to take it. Because that guy is pretty deadly. We do not want to let him have any chances at us if we can help it. So see if we can take this guy out. And got him. Those sneak attacks are starting to do 3.2 damage, which is great. Or I should say 3.2 times the damage. And, oh, there's a legendary. And we do not have a critical. So I am really hoping that one of these headshots connects. Oh, we're making it look easy so far. And we have done it. We have technically cleared this place. Although I think those turrets are still going to be hot. Ooh, gotta be careful. I can activate this workbench, but I do not want to accidentally pick up that magazine, because then I just have to go back and load a save. We have got the workshop for us. Let's see about these turrets out here. Are they? Yes, they are still hostile. So we had better get them. We had better. How is that a miss? Oh my god. This is a problem. Vast defense saves the day. Holy smokes, how was that a miss? I mean, it filled up my entire scope. Yeah, that was not great. Is there another one? I think there's more, but I think they're down the road a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any more turrets inside. And I believe there are some turrets next to a truck down the road. And although I don't have to take those out, I would like to, just so that the road here is clear. And if I can get a shot, nope, couldn't quite get a shot on that dog. Still, we can take care of that turret. And that extra sneak attack, the critical damage is certainly seems to be coming in helpful. I am ready to trade out my pipe rifle. I've got a plan for that, but until then, I still have to work with what I've got. And that was not a sneak attack, and it was not okay. Sorry, doggy. I don't like shooting dogs, but if they're gonna eat my face, well, needs must. And we're still in danger from something. More dogs, I assume. Yes, more dogs. Let's take him out. And I think that's probably about it. If I remember right, there was a raider here that was potentially raising these dogs, but the raider was already dead, I think. I don't know, my brackets aren't shuffling like there's anybody around, so these mannequins here. And, oh, there is a raider. Oh, sorry, man. Well, that, if I had been more sneaky, I could have done a Mr. Sandman critical on him. Oh well. We got him in the end. We've got ourselves a more or less clear road to Outpost Zimonja, and this outpost itself has been cleared. So I will join you again in a minute once I've done a little work on the place. It is morning at Outpost Zimonja, although you can't hardly tell it. Got quite a bit of a rainstorm going on right now. But we have done kind of everything that we can for these folks. Got a bunch of crops set up, and we have built them a box to live in. They have not got enough cloth in order to fully outfit it with beds and kind of floats, but hey, I've said it before on this run, we're not building to look good. We're just building to be efficient. We do have a couple of settlers here so far, and things are looking good except that we don't have any defense, which is something we are going to have to set up a supply line so that we can get some oil up here so that we can set up some turrets. And that means that it is time to be moving on. Before we do, though, I will kind of plug one of my other videos. I built a raider settlement here that I was pretty proud of. I thought it looked kind of awesome. I even built all the way up to the top of the spire there, of that radio tower, to put a little navigation beacon light up there. Will give some advance warning, though, that it is a raider settlement, and the apocalypse is a horrible time, and raiders are horrible people. There are going to be themes of human trafficking, especially with children in that. And it is uncomfortable, and yet I think that we too often treat the Fallout games and the world of the apocalypse like kind of a Disney playground. It's sanitized, and I think the reality would be so much worse than even what these games present. Anyway, we have more quests to accomplish today. I think that the next thing that we're going to go try and accomplish here is get Taffington Boathouse unlocked, because we do have a quest to get Taffington Boathouse unlocked, and that is at least kind of in the direction that we want to be heading. So I will join you when we get there. Well, we didn't get very far. I had forgotten that just down the road from the Outpost Zimonja is the General Atomics Galleria. And normally I have an easy time passing up locations, at least a much easier time on a no loot run than would be otherwise. After all, what's the point of poking my head into an empty building when whatever magazine or bobblehead or weapon or whatever that is in there is unavailable to me and I can't pick it up? But this is different because there's a quest to be done here, and well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete this quest or not, but I talked to the greeter and convinced him that I was an employee of General Atomics and that I was their new supervisor, and he said to come report to the director. So that is just what we're going to do. We'll see. I suspect that this guy is going to go tell me to pick up a holotape or something, in which case we'll just have to move along. But let's at least talk to him first. And before we do that, let's put on our fancy glasses and our newsboy cap and our pretty skirts so that we are as persuasive as possible. Not sure why that would work on a robot, but hey, speech checks are speech checks.
Like I have time for idle chit-chat?
Well, maybe not, but I was told to report to you.
I've been monitoring your approach. Impressive. Very impressive. For a
A low-life criminal. I am not a criminal.
Mercenary? Communist? Wait, the grand reopening?
None of those
Grand
things.
reopening Supervisor 18 Alpha? You're late.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, I am the supervisor.
Grand reopening requires authentication, so I'm going to need to see your ID. Sir.
I left it in my other pants. It's a hard speech check.
Here.
Scanning.
We're gonna try it.
Scanning. Error in scanning subroutine. Identity accepted on a provisional basis. Accessing protocol.
Provisional,
All
huh?
units, stand by for the grand reopening. Processing firmware updates. Done. Reinstating combat inhibitors. Done. Designating new facility supervisor. Done. The General Atomics Galleria is now open for business. As the grand
Alright,
opening
sweet.
supervisor, you will be conducting tonight's customer appreciation raffle. Here is the grand prize. That'll be all, soldier. Dismissed.
15 pre-war money. Well, I was actually needing some cloth, so it's not bad.
I'm busy, soldier.
And also, I guess I forgot. In Fallout 4, you can actually trade pre-war money for caps. Not the case in Fallout 76. Director, oh, woo, Master. Well, we're not going to be messing with that, but hey, we've got the Galleria to reopen and explore. I was always disappointed that this was not a settlement. I thought that this would be a really fun place to build, and I know that I could have built here with the build anywhere, but heck, even with as many videos as I have made and as many builds as I did in Fallout 4, I never got through all of the settlements in the base games, let alone the DLCs. So, yeah, just never got around to it. But I think this would be kind of a fun place to build. I am not sure if there's anything of any significance around here as far as if we can talk to any of these guys, but I am going to explore this place. If anything interesting happens, we'll come back, and if not, well, we'll see you either at Taffington Boathouse or at the next distraction. So I've had a look around, and I remember this place because of how unique it is, but I had forgotten it's kind of not all that interesting from a gameplay standpoint, especially with the no loot rules. I mean, if I was in the market for lead, holy smokes, this gym would be the place to come and get it. There are tons of free weights around here, and that is going to mean an awful lot of lead. Same thing as if I was in the market for plastic and was able to pick it up. There is an awful lot of plastic available in the back alley bowling, between the bowling balls that are in there and the bowling pins. Otherwise, all these robot vendors are kind of a little bit shy on inventory. I did pick up a little bit of useful junk. I was able to find myself some ballistic fiber, which is always welcome, along with just a little bit of oil and some gold and some silver. So not a total bust, but since each of these vendors only has somewhere between 25 and 40 caps, not much I can do in the way of selling here. Like, it would not make sense for me to plant tons of crops in Outpost Zimonja in the event that I was planning to come down here and try and sell them here. However, one bit of good news, I found this Captain Cosmos redemption machine, and I don't think I have to complete any of that quest in order to redeem these boxes here. Now, I will admit I don't know what the Captain Cosmos power armor piece is going to be like, or the spacesuit, or the cosmic cannon, but I think I am going to check out the Wikipedia and see if I might start buying those boxes, because I have seen those boxes available for sale at vendors. So that was an interesting find, but the best part that has come out of our visit to the General Atomics Galleria is I finally found an outfit that I have been looking for since the start of this run. It is the summer shorts. In my opinion, this is the most powerful piece of charisma gear in the game. Not so much because of what it is in and of itself, but because when you wear it, you are allowed to also put on armor pieces for your arms and legs. And the cool part about that is that if you happen to have some charisma boosting arm or leg armor, that means that your body is going to be good for 3, maybe even 4 charisma. That would boost my charisma above 10. Now, I don't have that legendary gear just yet, but I believe that that gear might be for sale in one of the vaults or perhaps in Bunker Hill. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye out for that now that we've got the summer shorts. And so that is such an exciting find that although I would prefer to simply push on to my objective at the boathouse, I think it's important to go back up to Outpost Zimonja and drop a save. So that is what I'm going to do. At that point, I will go ahead and try and push on to our objective at the boathouse, finally. But we'll see if I encounter anything interesting along the way. If I do, I will I'll stop and hit the record button so that you can join me for that. Otherwise, I'll see you at Taffington Boathouse. Well, we are on approach to Taffington Boathouse. On the way here, I did run into Smiling Larry, but he didn't have anything that I wanted to buy. And unfortunately, since I don't have a weapon shop in my settlement yet, I could not recruit him. Let's see if I can shoot that blood bug through. Alright, got one. We also passed by Covenant, and it took strong effort of will not to stick my head into Covenant, but I would like to come back and do that with a companion that might have some more sympathy for synths. Also, McCready has already given us the first part of his companion quest to go take out some gunners on a highway overpass. And so I am just not going to try and do much that is going to be affinity related until we can get that taken care of. But that is way out west of the Commonwealth and nowhere near kind of where we're at. Let's see if we can get... The nice thing about this 10mm pistol, I can get just about as many shots as you could want with it in VATS. And there is a frag mine over there, and although I can't step on it, my companion can. I would like to see about disarming this thing. And I can't seem to do that for some reason, so we are just going to stand way back and see if we can shoot it in VATS. Now, there are still some bugs inside the house. I'm not sure that... I think we've got them all except for the one in the house. And so let's just poke our head into the boathouse itself. This is a novice lock, and I am starting to run low on bobby pins. I'm going to have to actually buy some the next time I see a vendor. How many times have you bought bobby pins in your games? I'm guessing not very many. And although I can't trigger these traps, I think I am going to disarm them for the experience points, and then we're just going to toss the junk that generates on the ground. So let's... Because also, what are those traps for? I'm guessing it's that pipe gun and that laser rifle before. Let's just disarm you. That was fiber optics and crystal. And steel. Which, actually, the only raw materials that we should even have in our inventory should be those. So let us just get past this door. Uh-oh. No, I don't want to go first, man. Now we can open the door from the correct side. And we can... Oh, we're in danger. But we can come out here to the edge of the dock here and just throw that junk in the water where it can disappear forever, as far as I'm concerned. And whoa, oh boy, we're gonna take the kill on this guy because it is a walk down here. I do not want to make that walk again. I have not saved in a while, so yeah. We are going to try and sneak around the outside and maybe, now that we've got some quest markers, get back in caution. See if we can't get some sneak attacks on these folks. Hello? Now you're dead. And hello? Now you're dead. No, you're not dead. Uh-oh. Well, vast defense saved me. That's alright. Extra shots of vets helps me get my critical back. And there we go. This should mean Taffington Boathouse is ours. Can I read this note with actually taking this note? I don't think that I can. If I inspect it, all I see is the outside. So, no side quest today to go inside of those sewers because we're not able to read the note that directs us in that direction. And that is advanced. I can't do anything about that. I'm not taking any lockpicking or hacking perks on this run because the majority of the time those are just used to access additional loot, and so therefore of no interest to me. On the rare occasions that
Nice.
they let you completely bypass a dungeon or something, still not worth it at this low level to be taking those when there are other more important perks to take. Still, I'm not even sure why I'm looking in the steamer trunk. It's not like you can take anything out of it. Let's go unlock this here, and the workshop is mine. So, looks like there's actually already a couple of crops planted around here, which is great. I'm going to step away for a little bit, do a little bit of building, maybe if I've got the resources, set up a recruitment beacon, and we'll be back. Well, it's been a few hours since I have talked to you last. I went ahead and turned in the two quests that I have done earlier today, as far as the quest for this place was given by Preston Gravy. So I went and turned that in at Sanctuary. Or actually, no, sorry, Outpost Zimonja was Preston. Turned that in at Sanctuary. And this one was given to me by a random settler in Hangman's Alley. Went ahead and turned that in. I've got my supply lines all set up, and I've said before, I don't believe it's necessary to have supply lines that look good. I just think that they need to be there. I've just never had an instance where one of my provisioners has been killed out in the field. So I just go for each new settlement gets a supply line to the next new settlement. And so we've got Outpost Zimonja and we got Taffington Boathouse and we've got supply lines to both. Did go ahead and set up some defenses at Outpost Zimonja. I have talked to some vendors and I've got my inventory all topped up as far as I've got some antibiotics. I've got 3 stim packs is what I like to carry around to just try and minimize the weight in stim packs. I've got all of my armor, which we're going to talk about that more in a minute. And my guns, and I have topped up my ammo, except for 50 caliber. There is a method to that madness. I am drawing down on my 50 caliber ammo because I think I am just about done with my pipe sniper rifle. As for Taffington Boathouse here, I have gone ahead and set up some basic crops, and we've got a recruitment beacon, and we've got water, and we have plenty of defense, all the things that a settlement needs. But the thing that I really wanted to mention was this is a modded settlement, and this is one of the Draco Invictus mods that I have on my playthrough here. I have mentioned before that he went with his community on a live stream and modded a lot of settlements, basically just to make life a little bit better and make things easier to deal with and build around in these places. But this one in particular, the thing that I love about this one was patching the roof on this house was nigh impossible. There was
Not cause any trouble.
no roof pieces in the base game that were as steep as the roof that came on this building, and so even with Place Anywhere, all of your roof pieces would be mismatched and there'd be holes, and it was just a nightmare to mess with. Draco went and made it so that you could scrap the roof off of this place if you wanted to, and I most certainly did. And then I kind of floated in some barn floors and got some stairs up to this level, and I've just turned this into a bunch of beds. And did I need to do that? No. But it was just after wrestling with this place and trying to do a build here and never actually succeeding, being able to just scrap that roof was just such a doggone pleasure. And the other thing that he did that is, in my mind, significant that I really liked was he made it so these doors could be opened, and that is a nice touch. In the base game, you cannot open those doors, I don't think. So yeah, enough singing the praises of Draco. He's a good guy, but it is time to move on. I want to go down to Hangman's Alley, kind of visit home base, and take a look at my armor. I have been carrying around a couple of new pieces that I have not gotten around to modifying for quite some time, so it's time to get that taken care of. And so I will join you down there. Alright, we are back at Hangman's Alley, and I've made some improvements to this place. I'll show those off in a minute, but currently I'm over encumbered and I want to try and take care of that. Having the Vaultec rep here in my own home base has already been paying dividends because I was running low on acid and I was able to get some acid. I was running low on fiber optics, so I got that. I'm always low on oil and was able to get plenty of that. Running low on circuitry, like able to pick up everything I need just here in my home base for junk, and that is so convenient because I have been running all over the doggone Commonwealth for this kind of stuff. I even managed to find some ballistic fiber in his inventory, but we don't need that for right now, so we're just going to store that junk in our workshop, which is means that it is now available to us anywhere in our settlement network. And that's great. While I kind of slowly limp my way up to my vendors here, I will also point out that I have gotten myself a couple more settlers here, so I'm going to have to figure out a couple more beds, but this is probably the limit for what I'm going to be able to pack in here at Hangman's Alley, because since the last time I showed you this place, I have gone and added another floor to my structure here. And you may notice these tiled upper floors. For some reason, those will snap right in, go right through buildings without any fuss. So even though those did use some steel, I am glad to be able to use those and have enough space up here that I will be able to pack in the other stores that I don't currently have. I've got 3 of the 6 different types of stores, and the other 3 can just conveniently go right in here. Let's go ahead and sell some crops to try and get out from being over encumbered. And so I will say that I'm doing it. I am making this work as far as being able to have everything I need to play the game without looting. And yet, it has been extremely tedious. And I mean, I am, how far? Let's see. I am 3 days, so that's 72 hours, and 7 hours, so 79 hours into the game. And I have not even gotten as far as getting to Nick Valentine. And I have picked, you can see here, plants harvested, third line down, 10,717. This is a very tedious way to play the game, but it's working.
What have you got to trade
Voltec
today?
Rep, do you have any caps in your inventory, or no, you're still tapped out from yesterday.
Hey,
and what
like
about our doctor over here? I am sick,
Yeah.
so
See what
I want you to give me a cure. I could
Hurting all
use
over,
some
Doc.
health and
You look fine.
get over some sicknesses. And let's see if he has any caps to barter with.
Now, was there anything else bothering you?
No other complaints.
Nope, nothing more for now. Let's see if we can barter with
Excuse
this
me.
guy.
I can
Now,
patch you up.
I think I already mentioned that I am topped up on all of my
Actually,
supplies,
I need
but
some
I
supplies for,
am saving my
let's see what-
caps because next steps are that I want to get McCready's companion perk unlocked if I can. And the first step to that is going to be taking out some gunners on an overpass. And I think that I am going to need a better gun for that. And I've got a plan, but it is going to be expensive, and I don't know exactly how expensive, so I am saving all the caps that I can. Which means that I'm not putting up the other 3 stores just yet. The other reason why I'm waiting on that is stores generate caps, but those caps go into your workbench. In fact, if we look here, we can see we've got 433 caps in our bench, just shy of 8,900 in our inventory. And a thing you may have not noticed, but when you go to build a store, the caps that come for the stores come out of your workbench first and then out of your inventory. So by delaying a little bit on building these, it's just a little bit less crops that I have to pick. One other thing that I was meaning to show you here is I have talked about how playing the game this way is very tedious because crops have to be picked, and crops are just not worth that many caps. However, Mary has been slinging some jet. Not much. I like to keep at least some fertilizer around for when eventually I'll be able to make my own grenades, I hope. But I have been at every opportunity. Every time I run into Kelly the Brahmin vendor, I buy myself another Brahmin, and that means that I have a fairly steady supply of fertilizer coming in. But I also got a giant shot of like somewhere between 60 and 70 fertilizer from, why is my controller? Is my controller out of batteries? Oh, doggone it. I got a giant shot of 60 or 70 fertilizer because when I got Taffington Boathouse, there was a lot of vines that were on the boathouse itself, and when you scrap those vines, they're good for fertilizer. Is this in character for Mary? And is this borderline cheating? I would say no, not in character for Mary. And yeah, this is a little scuzzy. And yet, I am going to have to find some ways to speed this run along. At the rate that it is going, I will be here for another year and a half, I think. And I don't think that I can keep this video series entertaining for that long. Heck, I'm not even sure if you find it entertaining now. So, yeah, we just made a boatload of jet, and we're going to take that down to Diamond City and sell it. And then we're going to see about trying to get a replacement for the pipe rifle. And I will join you when I am at my destination for that. Try and take a guess where I'm headed, I guess, while we go there. Welcome back, and surprise, it's Hangman's Alley. Sorry, I forgot a couple of things during the last little segment. There's kind of this constant ebb and flow for me as far as wanting to not bore with doing everything on camera, but sometimes forgetting to mention things that I had wanted to talk about. So I have been holding this destroyer's left leg for quite some time and have not gotten around to improving it. So we are going to make it shadowed, and we are going to make it muffled in order to try and just make it the best armor that we can for Mary for sneaking. And I also want to take a look at what McCready has on his left leg. I don't know if I'm going to be selling my armor piece or if I'm going to be replacing what McCready has here. What do we got, McCready? We got a lightweight polished metal left leg. So yes, we can upgrade the combat left leg that I have and give that over to McCready. Now, shadowed does not really do anything for him, neither does muffled. And so for our left leg here, let us instead just make it as strong as it can be, which is going to be polymer. And let us also go ahead and make it a lighter build in an effort to try and make McCready's carry capacity as good as it can be. I have mentioned on other episodes that adding pocketed or deep pocketed in my testing indicates that it does not increase the carry capacity of your companions. So that was kind of thing number one that I forgot to mention that I wanted to talk about was armor. And I actually have just a little bit more to do when it comes to my armor. And let's have him actually put that on. There we go. And that is take a look at my chest piece. It has currently got a biocom mesh on it, and that is a nice mod, but Mary is not using any kind of chems. She's selling them, but she's not using them herself. So instead, I think that because carry weight is just not that big of a deal for me, and ultimately, increased AP bonus. That is intriguing. That was not available to me the last time I was looking at this piece. And asbestos lined is also pretty intriguing. Immune to being set on fire would be pretty nice. It takes ballistic fire or fiber, while this only takes cork and fiberglass. We're going to take the ultralight build and just kind of see how that goes. I don't really care about the weight reduction. We went from 10.2 to 4.7, so that's nice. But I am very interested to see if I'm able to notice the extra action point regeneration.
I saw a death call once. It was far away.
There was another thing that I wanted to mention, and that was that I'm getting a lot of fertilizer from Brahmin settlements, but I'm not exactly sure where the plastic is coming from. My suspicion is that the scavenging stations that I have set up in some of my settlements are finally starting to pay some dividends. I'm not really seeing any steel rolling in, and that is a thing that I would like to kind of see the most, so that I would not have to worry so much about steel for building, and I could get away from using the barn tab for everything. But the plastic is coming in from somewhere. I certainly have not scrapped or bought as nearly as much plastic as my network is currently holding. I also added this little barn up here with 4 more beds, so that means that my settlers can stop complaining about how there's not enough beds around here. I've even got room to cram 1 or 2 more settlers in here, so I might be able to get just a little bit more crops or maybe some scavenging stations going around here eventually. I think that, no, I don't think that's it. Lastly, we have a perk to take. And there's not much that's tempting right now. Blacksmith, I don't see myself improving melee weapons any further. I think I've gotten to the point where I can reliably get ammo, maybe not for automatic weapons, but at least enough for rifles and single shot pistols. Don't have enough hit points for medic to really even make much sense. Black Widow is really only took that to see if I could get extra dialogue options, and so far none, so I feel like that was kind of a waste, unfortunately. Otherwise, we can't get the last rank of ninja or sneak. I'm looking to get a better gun, but it's going to be a ballistic weapon, not an energy weapon. So that leaves us with Mr. Sandman. I am going to be getting another silenced weapon, and so just like when I took the last drink, I don't really care about the Mr. Sandman kill animation so much as getting some additional damage out of my silenced weapons. I think once I get this topped off, that maybe we might start taking some special points. I sure would like to have some additional perception and endurance. But enough of the things that I forgot, and on to Diamond City, and from there, somewhere else to get a better gun. And I want you to try and guess where that is going to be. So can you guess where I am? How about now? Yeah, it's Vault 81. I know a lot of people rush to Vault 81.
Those are some seriously bad memories I wish I could forget.
Fascinating, McCready. Of course, we all know that's true because we played Fallout 3, but interesting that he brings it up here. At any rate, a lot of people do rush the Overseer's Guardian, and I have chosen to try and do a little bit more natural playthrough, but yeah, we need a more powerful weapon, and I am hoping that we can afford it. In the meantime, we need to talk our way inside.
But you better start talking.
I got it in Vault
Well,
111.
I got my pit bull from Vault 111.
Haven't heard of that one yet. And what sort of
And you won't. I'm the only one who survived. I am looking to buy.
Just looking to do a little trading.
Is that so? And you expect me to believe that? Oh, Overseer.
Maybe the Overseer will be a little friendlier.
Ma'am, some new Commonwealth travel.
Sure.
Well, if someone wants in, they can earn it like everyone. Sorry about that.
Earn
Officer
it?
Edwards here was just doing his job.
Goodness
I'm sure you can
gracious.
understand our need for caution. For newcomers,
No
we
love
like
for
to
a
operate
fellow
on
vault dweller?
exchange.
But I'm a fellow Vault Dweller.
Tough speech check, and she's a woman.
Let me in.
Black Widow only helps against men.
Before you arrived, she did say she was from Vault 111.
Well, what do you know? So, I bought a fusion core in Diamond City. I've been lugging it around forever. You may have seen it in my inventory screens. I didn't mention it because I want to be, oh, look, it looks at me. I'm so clever. I had, a fusion core. Even I know they normally ask for 3, but I was figuring I could at least talk them down to 1. But what do you know? We don't even need the 1. So I guess we're going to sell it. So as for what's going on here, okay. Thought maybe we'd just glitched out for a second. So what do you know? We talked our way into the vault for free. I tell you what, you can save an awful lot of money as a 10 charisma character, that is for sure.
Right now, Cal. You think I don't know that? Just do the best with what you can. That's all I'm asking.
Fine, I'll see what I can do. But you and I both know we can't keep going on like this.
Sorry about that.
So we're not going to fully explore this place or do really many of the quests here right now, but I do want to get in and get access to the Overseer's Guardian. And I think that that once we finish talking to the Overseer, that will be the case. But it is a graveyard.
Almost no survivors.
Almost no survivors. There's really just, I suppose, 2. Sean, I suppose, counts as a survivor.
They had us cryogenically frozen in these pods. But something malfunctioned.
Oh my god.
And there's Mary, always telling the
Lives
truth.
lost due to some malfunction? That's unacceptable. I suppose we've been lucky. Here, we pride ourselves on having maintained a successful vault over these past 2 centuries. We'd like to be completely self-sufficient.
Pride is right. These people have maybe a little bit more pride in their vault than they should. But
Why do you
why
keep
are we
yourselves so
isolating
isolated?
ourselves?
Why not? We have warm beds, clean clothes, a solid roof over our heads. Our food and water are radiation-free. We don't deal
Seems
with
a
the
tad
elements or
selfish,
radiators.
really.
We're safe here. And for some,
I mean, I
that
suppose I
safety
can't
is
blame
one
them.
of
If I
those
was in their
counts.
shoes, I would probably do much the same, but
Aren't you
curious about what's going on in the rest of the world?
But my duty is to these people and keeping them. We receive a few select traders often enough to stay well informed. Now, I have work to do. If you need anything else,
All
I'll
right.
be in
Well,
my
thank you,
office.
Overseer.
Don't go feeling all special.
So we got a little bit of experience points. I
Certainly won't be the last.
kind of want to talk to people, and yet I kind of just want to skip to seeing if I can get to the Overseas Guardian. What I am going to maybe just explore just a little
we got a
bit
new
here.
visitor today.
At long last, we are here to talk to the Combs. And does this say anything? A lot of times these blocks will say something if you look at them right, but it doesn't look like it. But boy, they look brand new, that's for sure. Oh, Colt.
You're the new gal.
You're gone.
I heard we let someone into the vault.
Whatever happened to
How long do you
loving
plan on
husband
sticking
and
around?
Long enough to have
Long
people
enough?
around.
Well, hopefully that means not long. We can take care of ourselves here in 81. We don't need to be letting in.
You were extremely unfriendly for a man who operates a trading post.
Hey.
Hello, Alexis.
Commonwealth guest, welcome to the depot.
Why in the world are you so dirty?
Time to tidy up these.
You live in a vault. Seriously, you were just covered in grime. I wasn't paying attention. Didn't notice.
Thanks for being polite. Let me know if there's something I can get for you. I've got a little bit of everything lying around here. When you're dealing with items that are all over 200 years old, work just accumulates like crazy. Some days it's all I can do, but you probably don't want to hear about all that.
Yeah.
Do you
do
run
you work
this
by
place
yourself?
Well, there's my husband Holt, but once you need him, he's nowhere to be found. I swear the cat is more help than he.
Wow, no love lost between these people.
The cat?
Right.
Maybe they should just get divorced.
I wish. But Ash is, well, almost never. Enough about the cat.
Never.
You have-
Well, have I got news
I
for
might be
you?
interested in
Let's
buying
barter.
or selling.
Great. I have all sorts of.
Actually, before we do that, I think I noticed that I was peckish. I believe that peckish might be. Oh no, okay. It's. I thought that might be a charisma debuff. It's not, but we're going to go ahead and eat anyway.
Hey there.
And
Looking for something?
Alexis,
I have more stuff.
let's see what you got.
Let's see what you've got.
Great.
How
I
much
have all
is
sorts
the
of.
Overseer's Guardian? Not bad. The Overseer's Guardian is a 2-shot combat rifle, and I think that this is going to be able to hit harder than my pipe sniper rifle. Right now it's chambered for 45. I don't know if I can change that over to 50 caliber, which is why I have been letting that 50 caliber ammo go down. And what do you know? We've got the destroyer's left leg, and she has the matching right leg as well. I'm going to take it. It's combat armor, and that means it's already, pretty good. What about this? Ooh, that's action point reduction. 9,000 caps, though. Ooh, boy. Huh. Boy, I would really like the pair, but I don't think that I am going to be able to afford that anytime soon. I need to make a lot more jet. As for what else she might have, I am running low on bobby pins. I am running low on acid. And anything else that jumps out of here. Well, we always want oil. And I think I'm doing okay. Actually, I'm probably going to end up using some water on this trip, so we'll go ahead and buy those bottles. Probably not much else, though. Let's see. Yeah, nothing else is jumping out at me as anything I want. Well, there's some more oil. And here's some more oil. And I don't buy the gold-plated lighters. Running a little low on circuitry. You need more acid. And, ooh, ballistic fiber. We will always pick up ballistic fiber every time we find it. Doesn't matter that I don't currently have any plans or need for ballistic fiber. If I am if I am able to unlock ballistic weave with the railroad, I'm not sure if I will or not. But if I can get that unlocked, I will be greedy for all the ballistic fiber I can get my hands on. And anything else here? Telephones are always good, cheap source of circuitry. And I think that's about it. You know, for as much as I was saving up my caps, I feel pretty good about this. I am going to still be able to afford to put up some additional stores in my settlement at the end of this episode. Let's see if we can do anything to try and get at least some of those caps back. I'm going to hang on to the pipe rifle for right this minute because she she does have some 45 ammo. But I might be able to rechamber for 50 caliber. Anyways, we're going to hang on the pipe rifle for a while just so that we've got something to compare it to see if we really made the right choice with Overseer's Guardian. I mean, right now, pipe rifle's at 94 and Overseer's Guardian is 55. But I'm willing to bet that we're going to be able to improve that. We can go ahead and sell McCready's old leg armor because we don't need that anymore. And I am going to hang on to the right leg that I've got right now because I'll give that to McCready. I'll give that to McCready and after I reconfigure it and then sell his left leg that he's currently using. Is there anything else here that we can get rid of? I don't think so. And yeah, so all we've got now is in the aid category, and I've already sold all of the jet that I made. So it is a good day for Alexis. She made a lot of money off of me, but I feel that we've got a fair price for what we bartered for. Let's go back to Hangman's Alley and see what we can do with the Overseer's Guardian. So we're back at Hangman's Alley, but I have realized this episode is going entirely too long. I try to keep them at around an hour because I feel like that is the maximum attention span people are going to have, and frankly the maximum amount of time I feel is okay to ask from you as the viewer. So we're going to call this part, and we're going to take a look at what we can do with Overseer's Guardian at the start of next episode. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you enjoyed our Mama Murphy torture at the start, and if you did, hit the like button, please. If you did not like, please tell me why in a comment so that I can try and do better for you next time. Constructive criticism is the best way that I know how to get better as a content creator. If you want to see more of this silly no looting run, well, certainly you should subscribe and ring the bell. Do the YouTube things after all. Until then, my name is Nacho Bidness, and I'm saying it's a great big wasteland out there. Let's go have fun in it.